Open Collar.
Yes. Welcome to Open Collar, the only show where, just like Christmas Vacation, we are going to have the happiest podcast since Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny fucking Kaye. I'm Corey Feldman, Stephen McCoy. Thanks
What is
for
happening?
joining us. Snowpocalypse is what's happening.
Yeah, it's bad out there.
Is it getting that way?
Well, I mean, they said like 10 to 20 centimeters in Ottawa potentially, and it started what time? Around 11 this morning, and it's Sunday, and it certainly hasn't accumulated to the degree that they were saying it would. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just in my end of town, it's a couple of degrees warmer than where you are, but it's not anywhere close to even 5 centimeters, I would say.
Yeah, it's crazy. Eh? Like, you think the town, an area, would be pretty concise with weather, but no, like 5 minutes down the road over here, 10 minutes down the road over there, and you're getting night and day.
I had to prep my snowblower yesterday, and by prepping I mean making sure that the oil was still good in it, making sure that there was gas, and then last but certainly not least, the inevitable pull just to see if it would start. And you kind of close your eyes the first time just to make sure that the crank works and it's going to start smoothly. Last year I had difficulty doing that. This year, just perfect. Turned on right away, let it run for about 5-10 minutes. And then shut it off, thinking that I was going to use it today, but no, not using it.
The night's still young. You never know. We switched from the standard gas lawnmower, snowblower went electric. It's a lot smaller, and unless it's the wet heavy stuff, perfect. If it's like what we're likely gonna end up with is the 15 centimeters of the heavy wet snowmen packing snow, it's not going to move it at all.
No, but even with gas powered snowblowers, like the wet stuff, it doesn't work with mine. No. It just it's almost like it's drooling out the snow. It's not shooting out the snow,
So you're moving it from one spot into it and making your pile higher as you move.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, broken a few shear pins with the slushy stuff. So yeah, if it's like that, then I'm not even going to bother. I'll just instead break my back. Or just ignore it, right? Like just close your eyes.
I think it's supposed to warm up, so whatever we get should, in theory, melt.
I don't know, man. Like maybe, but like Tuesday, Wednesday, it's supposed to be minus the coldest it's been all year, which would be, or I guess all season, which would be minus 12 or 13. So.
Oh, I was gonna say, because if it's like -4, as people have been complaining about, it's freezing out there.
My office is right above
-4.
My office is right above our garage, and so whenever it gets really cold, I can feel the coldness in the air as I'm working or as I'm recording or whatever the case might be. I've got a little portable heater, which I don't have on because it's loud, but it helps.
I love the space heaters, eh? It's got the 4 settings: the low, medium, high, off.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Nice.
And like no mute button or anything. The thing is like a friggin' tank. It's so loud. Wow, it's just not.
It's like the old like radiators you hear from like the apartment buildings, like from the 60s.
That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was built in the 60s, but
I'm wondering too, like if it ain't broke, right? Like there's some things that over the years have not changed. Like this gives off heat, and so it's gonna make noise. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You get your stand-up fans, same thing.
Yeah,
although the best ones are the ones that just sit, the big cubes that sit on the floor, and they just not the.
Do they make those anymore? I haven't seen one of those.
I don't know, but I remember like grandparents and older aunts and uncles having those guys.
Yeah,
you just stick it at the corner of the room, and then just you need paperweights on your table.
2 things that you were certain you would see at your grandparents' house. Number one was the heaviest motherfucking TV that you'd ever seen. And then the second one were those boxed fans. You're just guaranteed
that TV, the floor set with like the wood around it.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that, they had the big tube TV sitting on like the wood base that had the matching cabinets next to it, with the cabinet that went over top with the glass doors.
Is a TV delivery person the worst job to have in the 70s and 80s?
Yeah, that's like moving pianos.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm on the 4th floor and there's no elevator. Well, and you're watching TV on the main in the main lobby.
And like even back then too, like you're not like you're getting the 80-inch flat panels. You're getting the 24-inch. Was it Kenworth?
Yeah, that's the thing
model.
too, right? Like it wasn't even 80 inches. It was like 20 inch or 19 inch or you know, like, yeah, just no. There's no way. There's no way. And this was even before they would have
top of the line too, you know, in color.
Yeah, top of the line and top of the weight class.
That's right. It's a linebacker in your living room.
That's right. This is even before the invention of those life hacks. I don't know if you'd call it a life hack, but you know, nowadays people that deliver furniture and whatnot, they have like a strap that they put around, and then they would carry the heavy appliance like a fridge or a freezer or whatnot. No need for it now with TVs, but back in the day that probably would have been helpful.
No, like you see people walking out now. Like when I was bringing back that broken 80-inch to Best Buy to recycle, people walking out, literally just one guy with a hand on one side and a hand on the other side of the box and out. I was talking to a guy at work. He said he was looking at possibly, they're buying a laptop, but he was looking at possibly grabbing a new TV, and he just like went to pick up the box and he said like, oh, I thought it was empty. And so he looked in the handles and saw, the black bezel of the TV.
Makes me think of a scene from the second funniest movie of all time, There's Something About Mary, when Ben Stiller is helping move his friend's boss who's in a wheelchair. And he's just chirping him the entire way, and he's carrying I want to say, no, it wouldn't have been a piano, but it was something big on his back.
That's a big wardrobe.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Great movie.
6-minute abs.
You can't even break a sweat in 6 minutes.
Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired.
That's the best. Like you're thinking Gargonzola when it's clearly Brie time, baby. So good.
Shout out to Harlan Williams.
Would that movie have been made today?
No, you wouldn't get away with half that stuff.
Bongo, especially like the bongo part, like just with the forehead. Got a forehead like a drive-in theater. Oh, it's a hilarious scene, but they wouldn't be making that today.
Yeah, like what do you do for a living? We work to do for a living. I work with retards.
Yeah,
you couldn't even say that.
Yeah, no, you'd be done.
Which means this is probably the last episode of the show because I just said it. Yeah. So thanks for joining us after all this time.
That's right. It's been fun.
Yeah. It's been real. 121. That's enough.
Yeah.
Although, well, you can watch the past episodes on youtube.com at OpenColorPod or anywhere your podcast downloads belong.
Oh, I meant to check Audible, but I forgot because you said it was available on Audible too, right?
That was a fantastic story. I'm glad you shared it with us. Oh, right. Yes, I forgot to do this. Oh, man. Yeah, no, we're on Audible. I think we're still on iHeartRadio too.
I get so confused on like what the biggest thing is. I don't know. Do you have SiriusXM or no? Not SiriusXM. Sorry. We have. I can't say it because then she'll answer me. But you know what I'm talking about. The assistant that lives in the house, and we listen to a radio station, and sometimes it's like playing in from TuneIn. Other times it's from iHeartRadio. Other times it's I think there's another one.
We are also on TuneIn.
Look at
We're
us.
everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Yeah. Just a simple Google search and type in whatever you're using and it's on there.
Boom.
Boom goes the dynamite. All right. Little pop culture news things before we get into the bread and butter of what our theme is for the few episodes we will have this December. Well, holidays approach and the year it comes to an end. I'm sure you've seen Rob Reiner has confirmed This Is Spinal Tap 2 is on its way.
Yeah. I don't know what
one of those things. It's what 72, 73 when the first one came out.
Was it that long ago?
Long time ago.
I thought it was the late 70s. No, yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Not even close. 84.
Yeah. It was just a dart. Hey, listen. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't even aiming at the board.
It's been a minute since I've seen the Spinal Tap, and I do remember it being quite funny. But I just don't know, because obviously the guys playing it are, well, one of them he's a regular in all of the Chris Guest.
Yeah, well, as Christopher Guest is one of them. So Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, obviously Harry Shearer. Like they're up there. But Harry Shearer alone is like he's almost 80 years old.
Unless maybe they talk about how they're being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then they look back at their career, and maybe there's like some hidden footage or unreleased footage from the original movie, or just even from days gone by that they can kind of plug into that would be a cool spin. But aside from that, I mean, how can you are in your 80s or 70s reprising a role of a rock star, essentially?
Like you kind of almost have to emulate the Rolling Stones at this point. Like that's what you have to be. Like they're still going. Well, yeah, I would still say they're still going strong. They just had
they just released
touring.
Yeah. They just released some new music too.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of what you have to go with. So maybe they're still touring. Maybe they're Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. And
now, did Spinal Tap did they actually tour and play around aside from the movie? No, they weren't, right? Like they weren't an actual band.
No, I think they give that illusion because they were Spinal Tap on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
Because when I saw it the first time as a kid, I'm like, oh, who are these guys? Not knowing that it's clearly just a reference to the movie.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I said, they were Bart wanted to go see Spinal Tap.
So who drove the decision, you think, to redo this, or not to redo it, but to
do another one?
Yeah.
I would imagine it would be a collective decision because I don't think anybody needs it. Really?
No. Well, there's probably more people that haven't seen it than that have, maybe.
So I don't know who necessarily doing it for.
Any news on when it's supposed to come out?
I think next year. Like I said, it's the only bit of info on it is that it's on the 40th anniversary of the original, the sequel to the legendary rock mockumentary that put the film company on a run for success. Is all I have. I know Rob Reiner said like some people are going to pop up in it, like Elton John, and so they might have more paths crossing with other folks.
Christopher Guest is 75 years old.
So there you go. So they're averaging between 75 and 80. So
why don't they just pivot and do a Best in Show, like a sequel to Best in Show? That would be amazing. Although
I don't
know. What's his name passed away, and he was in Modern Family. Willard, who was Modern Family.
Fred Willard, yeah.
Fred Willard, Fred's dad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he wouldn't be for the sequel, but I think that would be one that I would like to see of that. That group of movies. Is there a name? Is there a name for the Guest first? Maybe.
Yeah, I can't think of anything better.
Trademark that right quick. Do it. Trademark it right quick.
All right, trademark.com.
Yeah.
It's available.
Perfect.
You heard it here first. Yeah, I know Christopher Guest has said because of The Office, it's kind of... Oh, no, it was Christopher. It was Eugene Levy. The Office, he said The Office kind of effectively killed the mockumentary format because everyone just expects that now, not more like what Chris Guest did with all his movies.
Would Wouldn't Modern Family also play into that too? I mean, you
I
can't
think that's
say...
what it is. He's just like this. The Office came and blew it up for the sitcom, and then now everybody does it.
So The Office was what, 9 seasons, and it came out in 2004. So 2013 would have been, and then when was Modern Families?
It overlapped a bit.
2020.
They even had Parks and Rec too, right?
Oh right, yeah, Parks and Rec. Was what was the show with where they were in college and it was Chevy Chase was in it? Was it College?
Community.
Was that a mockumentary?
No.
Oh no,
that was just a single camera sitcom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what this is about. I'll start with the trailer. Let's say that. I'll start with the trailer and see if it hooks.
Yeah. Or you just go back to watching the original.
I wonder if it's streaming.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps. Speaking of trailers, John Woo is back.
Oh, God.
Have you seen this?
No.
Since it's Christmas, look at Joel. Is it Kinnaman? This guy. He's Silent Night. Looking at Christmas movies.
Okay.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
All units, please respond.
Uh-oh.
Shit's getting real.
Straight to DVD?
You'd think at this point John Woo's career has been kind of... when you have to hawk it this way.
Oh, he's mad. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, he's basically like training. Like this is a montage.
Yeah. Revenge.
Is that Travis Kelce?
The master of action. No. Nice.
Oh wow. Okay. So I mean,
Nothing sells me on a movie than constant just quotes from reviews.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
To me, that just screams this is not good. This is we'll pay people for the praise so we can throw them in the commercial.
We screened this movie in front of 1,000 people, and these 3 people had great things to say.
Yeah.
What? Come on, man. Yeah, right. Like that's the first thing I thought of. But then maybe like there are instances where there are movies that are mindless and they're just action packed, and they are enjoyable. So maybe this might be one, but I just don't have a lot of faith in John Woo.
No, after Face Off, it was like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
you've peaked here.
Yeah, I still have the foul taste of Mission Impossible 2 in my throat, in my mouth. But yeah, maybe it could just be just a mindless action movie. I'm surprised. Is it? I missed it. Is it going to theater or is it going to a streaming platform? Because it deserves to go to a streaming platform immediately.
I haven't seen it like pop up on any of the streaming things, so I think it's in theaters. But yeah, John Woo hasn't done an American movie since Paycheck in 2003 with Affleck.
I enjoyed that movie.
I've heard a few people enjoy that movie.
Aaron Eckhart, and Ben Affleck. It was a good movie. Uma Thurman, I think, was in that movie as well. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was good.
But I was the one shot in that
long time
movie. Though. Yeah, 20 years. One shot of the movie where he throws the bat at the car driving, and he's in khakis. Like, I don't care how cool you are not going to look cool in khakis.
No.
In an action sequence.
No.
Like John Wick can pull it off in a suit because the badass with the 2-piece suit, but not.
You don't. Yeah.
Not your Dockers, dude.
That's right. American Eagle. Eddie Bauer.
But did you see? Was it last year, Fright Night, or the year before, or Violent Night? Sorry, Violent Night.
No.
With David Harbour as Santa Claus.
That's I thought of that as well.
Yeah, we're getting a lot. I guess we're in the action Christmas movie renaissance. Everyone's trying to be the new Die Hard.
Did you enjoy it?
Years after Die Hard. Yeah, because like I said, it's mindless.
Okay.
You don't have to think too much.
You
Santa
just
Claus
watch it from
Yeah.
start to finish, and you go from there. Oh yeah, because he was Santa Claus in that movie.
Right.
That's right. And it was a little girl.
John Leguizamo shows up in it too.
Yes. Well, I mean, I won't be seeing this until 2024 at the earliest. Maybe we add it to your calendar. Who knows? Maybe. But it's not happening this year.
No. Unless
did you enjoy that guy as Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad movies?
No. But then again, I don't think anything was enjoyable in the Suicide.
Then again, I didn't enjoy anything. That's right. I enjoyed it when it was over.
Yeah, I had like no interest really in the DC movies. Like really after Man of Steel, I thought they were going the wrong way quick. But I did see the first Suicide Squad, mainly as everybody because of Will Smith, and just no.
It wasn't good.
There was like nothing about that movie that worked. I don't know if on the cutting room floor there's a better film in there, but from what they put out, that was just terrible.
Yeah, I remember not enjoying it. I don't remember what it was about. I don't even know if it was the second one where Harley got kidnapped and like she pretended to be in love with this guy and then he murdered her, and it was down in like some like Spain, maybe, was it, or something like that?
I think so. I remember from the trailer. Isn't Starro's the villain in that second one?
Yeah, see, that's cool. Like the original Justice League villain, like that would have been all right, but you don't use Starro for fucking Suicide Squad. Like use like honest to God. Anyway.
The only real piece that I remember Starro being in is a Batman Brave and Bold cartoon.
Yep. That was a good series.
That was a great series. Dietrich Bader, voice of Batman. I wonder if he'll be the voice they use now going forward with Kevin Conroy gone.
Yeah, he's done it a few times, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. He has.
Well, who's voicing it for the Justice? So there's a new DC animated movie that's coming out soon, Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. Maybe they have, but I'm curious who's voicing
for cartoons. No, I don't think so. They're not for cartoons.
Oh, they haven't?
They've done it.
No, I knew they do.
Just the Arrowverse.
But I'm surprised that they wouldn't have touched one of the most important DC stories in the 30 some odd movies that they've made. The animated movies they've made, which everyone I've seen has been good. I don't watch them all, but the ones I've seen, I've really enjoyed.
Did you watch that Batman? That's like martial arts one.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's called.
I know which one you're talking about. I have not seen it, but I haven't. No.
This is This is going great. Okay, moving on. So we have the first full now trailer for the Ted series. So we have a better idea of. But let's face it, we knew what the idea of the show was going to be, but we know.
Seth MacFarlane here, and I am thrilled to share the trailer for our new Peacock original series, Ted, telling the story of Ted and John's early days. Let's take a look.
We knew, but now we know.
Hey, Johnny, how bad is school gonna suck?
You're not gonna like it.
How bad?
Well, it's like getting your nuts smashed together so hard they become just one nut.
Holy shit.
You should be going to school every day with John.
No, thanks.
You might have fun.
No, I would not have fun. I guard the house when you guys are out.
What happened to the TV?
It was an accident.
You're going to school and you're gonna grow a fucking brain.
Oh, come on!
If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be. Hey, dog, you bringing your dolls to school?
It's the 90s. Times are changing.
Sexual education. Let's start with masturbation.
If you're gonna assign homework, Johnny already did it this morning.
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. I haven't smoked, I haven't had sex, I haven't had a girlfriend. I'm a loser.
You and me have been best friends like our whole lives. We're about to get high for the first time. Can we have drugs, please? Let's do this right.
Oh, that's how it is.
Oh, man.
Can you guys believe we're like having an experience and experiencing reality?
Is there a fucking gas leak or something?
Nice costume, fuckface.
It's possible that the two of you might not be total screw-ups.
Take a long look. This is what life is. Holy shit, Teddy. I'm the last virgin in school.
We can fix this. We gotta find a buyer. Fresh penis! Get your fresh penis here!
Teddy, Jesus Christ!
Still has that new penis smell.
You shut up.
All right, I'm just trying to help.
If you're going to sell something, I don't think you go wrong with the Proclaimers.
Yeah. I know what I'm using my free trial on. I'm going to try this out. And then immediately cancel. It's only 7 episodes, you said. So, yeah. It looks good.
My only thing now, you can poke holes in the logic behind the Ted series all you want, but if we have Ted in 2023 sounding like he does, but when we watch the first one, when he's a new teddy bear, he sounds like a child. Wouldn't he not then have a younger voice when he's supposed to be younger 20 years ago? Assuming, there's aging involved.
But he's a fucking teddy bear. He's just teddy bear. No, I think that's part of the magic, Corey.
Just check your brain at the door.
That's right. Yeah, it's I don't know you could do it with any other voice and it work. But that being said,
Peter Griffin voice, yeah.
I mean, Seth MacFarlane does a number of different voices, so I'm sure he could have maybe done that voice differently.
Just if you change the pitch a little bit, but I'm assuming, like, if anything, it's like this is what you know and this is what you expect. So why will we mess with it, right?
Have you ever seen him, Seth MacFarlane, like actually do an interaction with the Family Guy characters in one take? It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was on some
there's an
Graham Norton show.
Yeah, Graham Norton show. Yeah, it's huge, and it was on that show, and he just goes back and forth like in one sitting with all the different characters. Not only
it reminds me of a clip from Conan back in the day when Dan Castanella and Harry Shearer going back and forth, switching from Homer to Burns to Barney.
Oh, yeah.
Just Smithers and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy how you just like turn it on, right?
Mind you, I guess if you've been doing it for so long, you could probably do it in your eyes, with your eyes closed. I mean, not that way.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
If I cover my eyes, I'm not entirely sure I can change my voice to something else. I mean, I could try it.
Are you gonna try? Are you gonna use your free trial for this show, Corey? Or
yes. Now, did you want to go into the wish list stuff now, or did you want to go back to what we were going to talk about a couple weeks ago about that Corey Feldman short? You want to take a longer look at that video?
Whatever you want to do. I'm
because
okay
I have it. I have it right here.
Okay,
so
let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so
you can do both. We can do both.
What,
right?
3 weeks ago we had the Feel Good Feldman was this
episodes. Corey. Use
episode 119.
I think
so ended with a music video clip of Corey Feldman. It's called Runaway. And you asked me how I found it. I just said YouTube. And I said it's like 5 minutes. There was more than what we showed. So you wanted to take a better look at it. So I'll throw it up here. And we can cut it anytime. This is just brilliant. I don't know what's going on.
He must have choreographed it.
Yeah.
Out on the street, you got no home. Don't have friends and you're all alone. You have no clothes, no shoes on your feet. Make something of your life, you can't live on the street. You got no place to stay. Living life day by day. You got
Okay, let me pause for a second here. So he's called a runaway, and he has no place to go. But they're filming this clearly inside an apartment or a hotel room.
Yep.
Yep. We just lower this for our way to talk. I will say I love the crew cut sweaters they got going on. The costume wardrobe must have been.
He's always tried to be empty, right? Oh, this is where we watch it. Okay, pause it.
We have
some
comments.
I understand that the quality of videos in the 80s were not that good. This is terrible though. This is a we've quick. Oh shit, we're supposed to do a video. We got 5 minutes. Okay, so who's
hit up Radio Shack?
Yeah, who's good with?
I got $50. What can we get? So somebody with just like the standard JVC camcorder, and then so that one guy with the camera next to someone else who's holding the boombox with the cassette in it. That's hit and play and turning it up so you can lip sync over when. I think there's been 4 lines and the rest has just been dancing.
I want to know where Corey was in his career when this came out. Was he just getting into acting? Was he?
Because he's been acting since he's like 3.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But like this is post Lost Boys. Must be.
Oh yeah,
must be. Okay.
License to Drive.
Post License to Drive. Okay.
Yeah.
So then
that's when things probably started to slow down.
Maybe this was like when he decided that maybe I'm better suited as a singer as opposed to an actor, and this is his transition into that space.
Maybe seems that way.
Because I'm trying to wrap my head around what the point was. Maybe he doesn't even remember doing this. I know that he had, at one point in his life, I'm sure he struggled with, things. And, oh God, I woke up and I can't remember what I did last night. Oh, you made a video. Oh God, okay, play it back. Oh no.
He watched it back and thought this was great. Look at this. I wonder who worked on the background dancer choreography. It wasn't him because he's got his own shit going on.
They love you so they just don't know. You better go back or you end up dead from that.
Very.
Like, did they also just watch Day of the Dead too? Oh, here it is. Big finish.
We're doing it.
Oh, there's an edit. Somebody screwed up. There it is.
Of course. Wow.
Perfect.
Like, why don't you at least move the table and the couch out of the way? You've got literally 7 people there. Just move the stuff out of the way, and then when they're they're walking, when they're walking up, like they're literally moving their feet probably like half an inch.
And you know, you got my man here in the all gray 2-piece sweatsuit, and you got him up front.
Yeah, who does it? He looks like?
I love the tracking of the VHS. Just leaving that line right there in the middle for his his glory shot.
It's just
that's amazing.
Thank you for playing this and reminding me.
Hey, you're welcome.
Because a lot of things are still left unanswered.
Like
a lot of questions.
It's like where was the follow up? Like where was the follow? Like you need a sequel to Runaway.
And like what was Haim? Was Haim just like no, Felds, you got this. You go do your thing.
He was for sure.
Or maybe he was the cameraman. We'll never know.
Maybe. No.
But
one of Hollywood's greatest mysteries.
For all of our listeners and viewers, there was the one Feel Good Feldman where it was the call-in hotline. Now, I would have asked them that question if I had called in. Like, so why were you not involved in the Runaway song, Corey Haim? Hoping to get an answer.
Yeah, we don't need to know what he's doing on a Friday night. We really want to know, were you working that camera?
Yeah, just because you did really good work. But geez, like you should have been dancing. Like make it marketable. Come on now.
Yeah, come on, man.
2 Corys, that would have sold.
If you knew he was the videographer, yeah.
Like who? Like is this like a demo? Was that a demo video to someone? Like what is he doing?
It's listed as a short film, so I don't know.
Did people actually? Did those dancers? I say that use that term loosely. Were they thinking they were getting paid, or that this was their big Hollywood break? Or I mean, I've heard of casting coaches, but this is like a whole different. Like wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
the Runaway.
It's gonna be on our. That's gonna be on our Spotify Wrapped now. So we're doing wish lists. Looking back at some classic goodness of catalogs, I decided we will kick things off with the 1994 JCPenney Christmas catalog. Are you familiar with this?
Yes. Yes.
I don't. Did we have JCPenney here?
No.
I don't know.
No. It's the closest thing we had where it was like Zellers. Zellers was JCPenney.
Right. That is correct, sir. You are correct, Mundo. Let me just get this catalog all queued up here.
Oh, so good. I've been looking forward to this segment for so long.
Well, I didn't know you could find all these like Witchbook catalogs there. And then you fired over that link to me. I'm like, oh, Lord, this is like a whole new world.
Yeah. I've lost a lot of time in the last few weeks looking at that link. Yep.
Love it. Switch my screen share to a different tab. All right. What do we got here? There it is. So I queued up some pages of things that possibly would have been something on our wheelhouse here. So
1994.
Yeah. Boom. I'm a big fan of this wood burning kit. I love how that was a big seller to the point where, and it's the jumbo size. So number 8 would have been $24.99. The only thing I remember wood burning would have been in my woodworking class in like 7th grade.
Oh, I wonder, is this like you would like decorative wood burning, right? Where you would have a plaque and then you could write whatever you wanted, like, my farts stink, and then you'd have that in your room and you'd think it was the funniest thing as a kid.
But I do remember creepy crawlers, so I would have definitely had that. This guy here,
yep,
on my list there.
Definitely creepy crawlers. Was that the and then the styrofoam planes?
Oh yeah, the white wings. Woo. Couldn't get away with that today.
So how much was the wood burning kit going for? 24.
So wood burning, it's jumbo size, so $24.99. We have a man here with the creepy crawlers. So that would have been for only $13.99. That's affordable. That's a single income parent price there.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's see.
But your paper gliders. Paper is $16.
As I quickly try and pull up the time value of money calculator. An easy one.
I didn't know this. This was never in a catalog. So what's the going rate for that if that was today's pricing? Like $250?
The $24.99 one?
Mm-hmm.
That would be in today's, it would be $49.83.
Lord.
That's a bit much. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No.
I could just take a lighter and burn some wood.
Yeah,
I've never seen this in a catalog, but this catalog had a comics page. Like, order your comics through this catalog.
Oh.
So we got number 1. You got your set of 18 Marvel superhero comics for $14.99. This guy right here. We got some X-Men, Hulk, Spider-Man.
How many comics?
18.
18. Okay, so you're looking at just about less than
$2 a comic.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And then you get your box sets here. This is where it gets pricey. Number 6. What's number 6 going for? It's your DC collection kit. It's $24.99.
Does it say
it's got 15 comics and bonus superheroes poster. That's why you're
like, do they?
Oh, it's really small.
Does it show like the box? Like, is it a story? Or is it just, does it say box set? Or does it say like, Death in the Family or something like that?
No, it's just thrown together comics with a poster.
It's like what you would see today where it's like the mystery. For those that go to the comic book shop still, the mystery, box or bag, you get like 10 or 20 comics that are just overstock. Huh. Very interesting.
Oh, your baseball cards and your sports cards. And your nice little Chicago Bulls bear. Still, we got now we're into football.
Yeah, cards.
Oh, here we go.
Back then.
Here's your the horses of '94. Look out, kids.
I guess horses were a big thing as toys back in the day.
Hey, you're saving $5. Order it today. There we go. Board games. Oh, Gator Golf. Give it a whack. And Gator Golf will send it right back.
Yeah. Now, how many of these are still around?
Oh,
Perfection.
We have the girl's dream phone. Mall Madness.
Jenga.
Right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Maniac Mouse, though. Ask Xandar. I remember those commercials.
Wasn't Xandar the one in Big? Wasn't Xandar the Tom Hanks movie Big where he shot the coin? Wasn't that Xandar? Zoltar. Yeah. That's right.
It's like that's night and later that night. Like that's the difference there. Eat at Ralph's. Oh yeah, feed that fat fucker.
Scrabble.
Yeah, Jenga's still around. What's this guy at the bottom? It almost looks like Clue, but it's. There's like Power Gliders, 1313 Dead and Drive, Gator Golf.
What are board games going for in 1994?
Oh, this Flying Thunder. This guy here. It's $40.
Sorry, 40.
$39.99. Ask Xandar's $34.99. Dream Phone's $34.99. Mall Madness $34.
$80.
$16 for Jenga. $16 for little blocks. Like that.
What was the economic times like in 1994? Here we go. Here we go, Corey.
Yes. So we're going over the video games here. So we have your SNES.
What's that say? 59
off-brand controllers.
$59.99 value at no extra charge.
Yeah, so when you buy a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, you will receive Super Mario All-Stars game cartridge at no extra charge.
Huh.
Yeah. What is this? Oh, the B. So that's this guy. Where is it? This guy here. That's your storage system. I guess to store your cartridges for your game. That guy there is $25, but $129.98 for Super Nintendo. Like that's on paper it's not too bad.
$270.
So that's your what? Switch equivalent? The Switch Lite?
And that came with a game. What game did it come with? The All-Stars, you said? And then
Mario All-Stars, that's right.
Huh. 2 controllers? Yeah, good value.
I think so. Like now you only get one. Like Mario All-Stars is $59.99.
When was the video game crash? I know that there was a crash that occurred with video games, and I want to say, was it 1992 or was it earlier than that? It was right after when, well, maybe it was probably earlier than that. It was after the E.T. game flamed out. Anyway,
a video game crash of 1983.
Oh, so I'm way off.
Hey, I said it was the 70s for Spinal Tap.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was known in Japan as the Atari shock. This is a large-scale recession in the video game industry that occurred from 1983 to 85.
Yeah,
primarily
it was
in the US.
Right after the ET game came out from Atari.
It was there's several factors, including market saturation and the number of video game consoles and available games, many of which were of poor quality. Obviously, yeah. They said that's like ET was one of the worst games ever released to date.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's your games. So I would have had, if this was me in 94, putting shit down on my list there. Definitely not either Home Alone 2 or Home Improvement. But I would have had Captain America. Yeah. And there's a fucking dinosaur. Right here. This block right here. There's Tim the Toolman Taylor and a GD dinosaur.
Huh.
Yeah. I would have had NHL 94 on there.
Yep.
Captain America.
Yeah.
NBA Jam.
Yep.
Super Street Fighter.
Yep.
Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yep.
Super Metroid. What was all these? Power Rangers.
Oh, Power Rangers. There was a Power Rangers video game that I really enjoyed when I was younger. I can't remember if it was this one or not though.
And these are like this. Street Fighter, $70. Power Rangers, $70. NBA Jam, $10.
Wow.
$59. I look like a dollar sign. So Metroid, $59. NHL, $39. Respectable, $39.99. Oh, and right here. Superman and Venom. Maximum Carnage. This guy. This is the winner.
That was a great game. Was it is it Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or just Power Rangers?
This is just his new Power Rangers, but it obviously Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is on there. Oh. I may not have asked for it, but I'm sure my old man would have picked up Jack Nichol's golf.
Yeah. What was the
Lee
most
Carvello's putting
game on
challenge?
there?
Sorry? Most
What's the
expensive?
yeah.
Most expensive Power Rangers, Street Fighter, Those are wreck. Home Improvement, 59 and Stunt Racer are $59.99. You're coming at the low end. Jack Nicklaus Golf, Home Alone. Those guys are $24.
So the $60 ones are basically it's $124 in today's.
That's more That is more expensive than a PS5 game.
That's crazy.
Moving on. Here come your knockoffs. No.
Yeah.
These are your lower out Punch Out. Or you want to Punch Out? Wheel of Fortune. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
I would add Turtles 3 right there. That would my jam. Kirby.
Yeah, Punch Out for sure.
Mega Man. Super Mario
Mega Man.
Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2. You remember that side scrolling?
Yep.
Pulling radishes out of the ground.
Throwing fireballs.
Yep. And then we got your Game Boy. Game Boy's going for when they came out in 94. No, this can't be right.
What is it?
Well, according to this, the Nintendo Game Boy listed here. This is the Game Boy, the handheld device, for $49.99.
So
on sale.
it's
on sale.
Cheaper than the game on the previous screen.
Yeah.
$100.
You get a bundle deal. You're saving $20. You're getting Super Mario Land 2 with the Game Boy.
That was so cool to have back in the day.
I love my
just
Game
the
Boy.
fact that you could bring it it was awesome. I can't remember, but I'm sure the battery life was terrible. But
now, do you know? Well, of course, it's double A's.
Yeah,
4 of them. So you think now, knowing Nintendo and how they are, you think this was by design? Because if you look down here, you get your Sega Game Gear for $120.
Oh, for sure. And I don't think the Game Gear was color, so I don't think it.
No, Game Boy wasn't color. Game
No.
Boy wasn't. Yeah, that's probably why you're saving some pennies there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the Game Gear games, you have Blackjack, Sonic, Spinball, World Series Baseball 95, NBA Jam, NFL Football 94. I mean, it's no Wayne's World that the Game Boy's rocking here for $15.99.
I just keep going back to Home Improvement. I gotta find to see if there's a trailer on or gameplay on YouTube to see what the talk about making a game out of anything. Mind you, that was one of, if not the most popular sitcom show around that time. It was appointment television for me, at least, anyway. But let's have Tim the Toolman fight dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't. I found a walkthrough, but that's not that can't be something you want to watch. So hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. What's the next page?
Next page, what do we got
Do a
here?
few more. We have here we go. Sega. Now I had Sega Genesis
So did
for
I.
sure, and I had Sega CD as well.
Didn't
I
have
had
CD,
the one
just
that
had
was
Genesis.
the one that was joined together. You know, you have Sega CD one side, Sega Genesis the other. So I would have had. That's where I had my NHL 94. I didn't have BattleTech. Didn't have
Spider-Man there. That
Bears
was my
Camping
favorite.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Jeopardy. Sports Edition. Super Street Fighter. I had it on Super Nintendo. Virtual Bart. Did not have that. World Championship Soccer. No. Ranger X. Sega Classic. Oh yeah, Spider-Man the X-Men.
Spider-Man game was the best game on Genesis. That was I played the shit out of that game. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I had Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh yeah. Battletoads too. Was Battletoads one?
Yeah. And then more Genesis. It's like we're like 591 pages into this thing. Oh, here we are. Now you're into
the Sega CD.
Yeah, this is what I had. This is the guy. You put your cartridges here. You put your CDs over there.
So wait, was that just more like a backwards compatible console because previously it was CDs and then it moved to cartridges, so you could do both? Is that how?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. What was the bit on Genesis? 32-bit?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo 64 was like the big thing. Okay, yeah, you're right. It must have been 32.
64 bits, yeah. And then these guys, your little Tiger handheld games.
Loved Tiger handheld games.
I had so many of these.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any of these ones though.
Well, you know what?
Sonic
How much are they going for?
18 bucks.
Maybe that's the reason why I had so many of them, is because they weren't, 18 bucks. Let's see what's $18 back then. I'm going to say it's about $37.
Yeah, the most expensive one here is X-Men and Street Fighter for 20. Oh, sorry. Mistaken.
Gaming.
Batman. Is that what it is? Oh,
so cool.
This guy here. 22. And then now we're into the other fun stuff. Oh, marble runs, domino rally, air hockey. Trying to find your Power Rangers Punch Out. Basically, your knockoff Rock'em Sock'em.
That's right. Where are the GD action figures?
Oh, you got some air guitars. Look at this guy. This girl. She's just loving her guitar. I'm not going to point out the stereotype here, but I'll point honest. That's a haircut this girl is going to regret when she looks back.
Oh,
wow, look at this Roadrunner.
That's freaking cool. Imagine having that tractor at that age. You would have been the dude.
Oh, we're into the dude, the little guys here. Oh, your Lincoln Logs. Where are the action figures? Oh, now we're too far. I'm pretty sure it's back here. This for the little guy stuff.
There you go. The Bible. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, connects. Legos. Oh, we'll still be on too far. Oh, well. I will searching all the time. We'll probably never find it before the show gets old and stale, which I think we're at the point. Oh. Yeah, Legos is I always remember playing Legos, but I don't remember when exactly it started. But I don't think 94 was then. It was more later on.
Would you say? Yeah.
Like I had stuff like this Steel Tech, but it was more. I think it has more of the connects. Like, look at this. This is one happy child here.
Yeah, no doubt. It only took him a year to build it.
$100 for this roller coaster set.
That's actually good value, though. Think about the size of that thing. And 100 is 207. Like that's pretty good value.
Where are they got to be somewhere around here. You can't have a catalog here without any toys.
Yeah, it would have been like
Definitely
1994. Would have been like Toy Biz. Would have been huge. Superpowers.
Okay, I think here we go. I'm on there.
There we go.
We're on the trolley.
Remote controls. Were you big into remote controls growing up?
I wasn't. No.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I had some. I definitely remember having some, but I don't remember like the Power Wheels and all that stuff. I don't remember like the slot cars.
Yeah.
I've never seen the commercials thinking this would be fun, but I didn't have any of them.
My cousin had a big set like that, and I remember enjoying it when I was at their place, but I never really cared to have one myself.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? Is that the
Let me go back one. Okay, so this is where it starts. So we got Batman animated series figures. What is this one? No, they can't.
Man, is that a Dick Tracy?
1999 for this guy right here.
That's on par. What they're going for now. It's sad to say, but
yeah, and bulletproof shadow figures. It gets the Shadow.
The Shadow.
Alec Baldwin.
Does it say anything at all about points of articulation? I mean, I could probably see it's probably 1, 2,
His
3, 4, 5.
arms and legs will move.
6
head
point.
ain't turning. You know his head's not turning. I don't think the wrist is turning. I don't think the arms are bending. Legs, iffy.
What are those? What's that taxi looking vehicle? Is that Dick Tracy?
Yes, that's a shadow taxi.
Oh, The Shadow. I gotta watch that movie again. I really enjoyed that movie.
This guy here cues the. This is all Batman up here. This is all Shadow here. In this whatever smoking big rig. And then we got some of her First Strike.
Never heard of it.
G.I. Joe.
Okay. I was never big into G.I. Joe.
Yeah, same here. I don't even recall really watching the cartoon either. Definitely was not into any sort of military. Just gloss over that. And then we're back into the farms with the horses. Oh, here we go. What is Mighty Max Dragons?
Mighty Max. Yeah.
Dragon Island.
Yeah.
This guy looks pretty cool. Mattel Mighty Max Magnus. And then the Mighty Max Skull Mountain playset. This looks pretty badass.
Wait, was Mighty Max the one where if you opened it up, it was like a little play area, but you could close it?
Here. So this is closed. And this is closed and open.
Oh, okay.
And there's your little Mighty Max guys.
Boring.
They're just cars. They're not like superheroes cars. All kids want Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I think TNG started in 94, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or was it 1990?
These guys, I'll get on board with the show and like the whole genre and stuff, but this just looks boring. Like these guys in just their suits.
Yeah.
What we got over here though? Dr. Dreadful. Oh yeah, Dr. Dreadful. It's like your experiment lab. I remember that.
See, I would have enjoyed that. That would have been something I would have done.
Because you have shit boil on that skull and stuff. There's your costumes. I don't know what's going on up here. This little peanut pod. I don't remember Fred Flintstone or anybody having a bone in their head, but whatever.
Bam Bam.
Oh, here you go. Here's your telescopes. Although I do have a telescope. I wouldn't have one as a kid, but I do have one now.
Oh, I would love a telescope now. Do you use it often?
Not often. I've used it a couple times. Especially, it's really because we live in the city. It's hard to see much, and you really have to wait till it's a super clear night, and you're really only going to get that like in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But we check stuff out.
That's cool.
I'm not saying I'm not peeping on any neighbors, although why not, right? That's what.
Exactly. No, when we had a trailer for 5 years, and I always wanted to do a telescope up there, but never did. But you're right, though. No, like light pollution would be awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That was fun. I'm disappointed in 1994 edition of JCPenney for action figures, though.
Yeah, that was a little bit there was some good things going on in the.
Now, was JC
for toys
Penny? Was that were they known for their toys? Like you can go to Target. I would imagine so. I mean, fuck, it was just a bad year. No, it wasn't a bad year. It was a bad magazine.
I wonder if it's like how Canadian Tire's not known for toys, but they have toys at Christmas, like a small section of the store.
Yeah. Remember when Canadian Tire had milk and frozen food?
Oh, that like month and a half.
Yeah.
I remember they closed part of the store to set all that shit up, and then they had to close part of that store again to take it all down.
Yeah, I was here last week for milk. What aisle is that in? Yeah, we don't do that anymore. But you just started. You just
It
started.
was an odd time. All right, take a break. Come back, geek news, and then wrap her up.
Santa Bats are coming. Santa Bats are coming. Santa Bats are coming. Santa Bats are coming to your town. Watch out. Look around. 'Cause we're coming.
New Coca-Cola Santa Packs, the only real holiday refreshment. Look for this display at your store.
Holiday refreshments like we're free. A wrap of Santa Pack, it's always a real thing. Santa Packs are coming. Always Coca-Cola.
I'm not gonna say the big like caffeinated beverage aholic, but I remember like as a kid, like you knew Christmas was coming when the commercial came on for Santa Packs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like a big thing because you wanted to get the soda can with Santa Claus's face on it. And then
they really owned that market for the holidays, didn't they? They still do.
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere like the image of Santa Claus is trademarked for the Coca-Cola Corporation. Yeah,
makes sense.
Can be wrong.
Him,
it's
or
like you don't see it like
Bears.
popping up on anything else, right? Like Pepsi doesn't do anything for Christmas. You don't see it popping up on like Starbucks when they have their Red Cup campaign and whatnot.
I'm just surprised. Like, wouldn't Santa be like public domain though?
Yeah, you think so?
Like, you would think that it would be, or maybe it's like
yeah. You're probably gonna say the exact same thing. There's probably portion. It's like Winnie the Pooh right now, right? You can have Winnie the Pooh is public domain, but the yellow bear with the red shirt is still owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So it's probably an aspect like that. I don't know if you saw this.
What Marvel news are we going to shit on this week?
Not really shit on. I'm surprised by this bit. Did you see Taika Waititi's comments about the MCU?
No, I knew
namely his involvement.
That he's not involved or won't be involved moving forward. But
so he's not. Yes, he's not involved with Thor 5, but he said, and he's now officially on the record, that he joined the MCU for the money. He said, I had no interest in doing any one of those movies, but I was poor and I thought, you know what? This would be a great opportunity to feed my children. And Thor, let's face it, was probably the least popular franchise. I never read Thor comics as a kid.
Wow. Wow,
now,
that last part.
I ask you, is this a man who's being brutally honest over his involvement, or is this someone who took shit for the last couple of years over the last movie, was told you're not coming back, and is just like, you know what? I'm just going to say whatever.
I don't know. I can believe a little bit of both, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think it was, I'm being honest, and I don't care how candid I'm getting here.
Isn't that aren't those comments a really good way of making it so that you can never get another gig in Hollywood again, though? I mean, not only did I not want to do them, I never read a Thor comic book in my life. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's very much biting the hand that fed you.
Yeah, because even though let's we both know very well that Marvel isn't going through the best of times right now, but they still have some weight that they pull in the industry that they could easily, Feige could easily just say, no, you don't want to work with this guy, or at least make it more difficult for him to get other gigs. Am I surprised to hear that he didn't want to make any of the movies that he did? Not really, because they were shit. I mean, Ragnarok was okay, but Love and Thunder, no.
Now, I'll ask you, was Ragnarok blown up because of Dark World? So people were like, oh shit, this is different, this is amazing. And then if you go back, it's like, this is better than average.
I liked Ragnarok mostly because it was colorful, and it really, you could see the Kirby in the old comics and the old school way of Thor, like, you know, Walter Simonson, like that kind of era of comics. So I appreciated it for that. We saw little bits of Planet Hulk too, with him being in the Gladiator, so that was cool. But the Love and Thunder was terrible. It was not a good movie.
It was very much a Taika movie, that's for sure.
Did Taika?
I like Taika. Like
Free
What We Do in
Guy?
the Shadows is one of my favorite movies. No, that was
He was just in it. Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Okay. So what else has Taika done?
Buddy,
Then?
What We Do in the Shadows is what he's known for from back. Him and Jermaine Clement. It's hilarious. It's a mockumentary. It's about
the vampires. Okay, yeah. I saw like 4 episodes of it.
Oh yeah, but so that's based on the movie that Taika did years prior.
Okay, I could maybe.
Who the hell is directing it? It's whoever's directing Deadpool 3.
Ryan.
No. Fuck. I used to be so good with names. Sean Levy directed Free Guy. That's how he hooked up with Ryan Reynolds. That's why he's doing the new Deadpool.
I just think it's kind of like it's for him to come out and say those comments. I think, you know, maybe he's a bit upset, or like, because your point, maybe he was told he wasn't coming back, and he's like, "Oh, fine, I'm going to say this," or maybe he truly just doesn't give a shit and was, you know, maybe planning on keeping it to himself, but then the way that it got, because let's be honest, Marvel hasn't had the best track record of how they deal with people, right? You know, CGI and, you know, visual effects and, you know, possibly directors that maybe he was planning on keeping it silent, and then when news came out that he wasn't coming back, they're like, well, let me tell you what I really think.
You can't quit, you're fired. You can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah, you can't fire me, I quit.
It's kind of one of those situations here. But speaking of people talking to the press, did you see Tom Holland's comments about a Spider-Man 4 possibility?
I saw it on Friday when I was dealing with my migraine, feeling like my head was going to explode. But I think if I remember, it was about it has to be the right story for him to come back. I'll
summarize it basically. These active conversations about what a 4th movie could be. He wants to make sure that they can figure out how to do justice to the character. It's just he's lucky that he's able to work in a franchise that keeps getting bigger and better with each movie. And then he won't make another one for the sake of making another one, and it has to be worthwhile for the character.
Whoa.
You don't own the character.
Yeah.
So with or without you, they'll do another one.
Yeah. But they set themselves up, I feel anyway, with a really good opportunity to tell a good story in Spider-Man 4 after the No Way Home, which is no one knows who he is. Yeah. Let's introduce Miles. You know, let's get him back to, you know, the roots of being Spider-Man and no distractions. And
I think they did it perfectly. They can either continue with Peter Parker or they can go with Miles Morales. They don't even need to do a 4. They can do a new 1 if they want to. They even set them up perfectly to continue with Spider-Man as a 4th Tobey movie or a 3rd Andrew movie. They don't necessarily have to do him either. Like,
oh, that's a good point.
Opportunities are endless for Spider-Man. It's just a matter of, are you going to get a 4th MCU, a 4th Raimi-verse, or a 3rd Sony-verse Spider-Man, or a first Miles Morales?
Can you do the movie, the 4th movie with where they introduce Miles and then that's it for Holland?
Passing of the torch
until maybe Secret Wars, and then his character's done. Now, they've already showed Spider-Man's character die in Infinity War. Does it lose a bit of the impact if they do it again in Secret Wars? But this time it would be like that character would be good. in order to do the reset. Do you know what I mean? Like they've already done it once with Infinity War. Like, does it have the same effect if they do it a second time? I don't think so.
Kill me once, shame on you.
Yeah. If it's sorry, just do the fucking movie. Get paid. Like, just do it. Shut up and do it.
It's fun, the posturing. It's like, come on. Like,
have you seen Uncharted, Tom Holland? I did. It wasn't that good. So maybe you go back to what you're good at. I don't know. I'm sure he's good at other things.
Sure he's fine.
He's a better actor than me, I guess. But
yeah, no one's knocking down your door.
Nope. Not yet, anyway.
Shit. I had a note and I just lost it. It was something unrelated to this. It was gonna be the next one, and I was
just gonna say, like, for Spider-Man, like, just maybe don't touch it until Secret Wars. Don't touch the character until Secret Wars.
Well, there was rumors going around saying like this one was going to go right into it because like it's 2023 now. They haven't written it. They haven't started shooting it, so it'd probably come end of 2025, lead into at least Kang in 2026.
Yeah.
So if it's coming, and you'll know what this is going to be. Spring loaded to the next Avengers movie, which of course, if he's signed on the dotted line, he's your new Avengers leader, him and Doctor Strange. But he doesn't know who he is, so.
Does Strange not know who Spider-Man is?
Nobody knows, remember?
I thought there was someone that knew, though. Is it really? Well, I mean, the Peters know the Peters. But wait, no.
I think they make a conversation about that in the Multiverse of Madness. You mentioned some kid or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So he truly is. That's perfect. See, yeah, just you set yourself up for a good Spider-Man 4 movie.
I found it now. Okay. So our good friend of the show, Zack Snyder, was talking to Entertainment Weekly and said that he is done with the superhero genre unless it was to make a Daredevil movie. And you know which one he wants to do?
Born Again?
Elektra Lives Again.
Oh.
So he said if he was to do another superhero movie, it would Elektra Lives Again says, but that's it. Otherwise, he's not very nostalgic for the genre.
So weird. Does he get into the reasons as to why?
No, according to this, that's just
I think that's a good story.
According to him, he'd be game for a Dark Knight Returns, but other than that, that's the one. Elektra Returns. Or Lives Again, sorry.
Yeah. So it's after when Bullseye shanks her and her coming back. But maybe it's just like it's not one of the more popular Daredevil stories, and you know what? Zack Snyder's quite good with his flashbacks in the movies that he makes. Every movie that he makes, there's like a good level of flashbacks that we see in the scenes, and he does them justice. So maybe you can make this movie like and have a bunch of flashbacks showing like how she died at the hands of Bullseye and how Daredevil was involved in her relationship with Daredevil, but like that's the only story he wants to make.
If it's not the Dark Knight Returns, which he kind of, I guess,
handled yeah.
While we're on Zack, did you see Christopher Nolan's comments about Watchmen?
No, yes, I did, but I don't remember.
So he basically loves the movie and said that it's unfortunate it came out too early. It was like ahead of its time. If it would have came out post Avengers, it probably would have been a bigger movie.
Yeah, I could.
The idea of a superhero team up wasn't as prominent then it is now.
That was such a good movie. Oh yeah, for sure. 2009, I think it came out. So,
I think the common complaint I saw people have was that it was too faithful, which is what we don't typically get, and I think that's what made it good and bad. So I agree and disagree.
What didn't you like about it?
No, it's great that it's so faithful to the books, but there was just some areas that, like, I know I read, like I read it, and there's some parts that just drag too long.
Yeah.
And because again, it's so, but just the Dr. Manhattan story,
unbelievable
book. Yeah, like it was represented so well.
Yeah. He's I think that's a good point that it did come out ahead of its time. But if you look at like everything that Zack Snyder's done, that wasn't like an original story. When what I mean by that is like, Sin City, 300. Wow.
I was gonna say, it's funny. I think his like original story was like the worst movie that he had like perform at box office and with critics, which is Sucker Punch, because his first foray into like the mainstream was the remake of Dawn of the Dead, and then he had 300, and then
great movie,
and then Man of Steel. Oh, Sin City was Robert Rodriguez.
Why did I think it was Zack Snyder?
I don't know.
Or maybe it was just because it was somewhat filmed. Oh yeah, you're right. It was. Yeah. Was Watchmen? Yeah, Watchmen was 09. Steel was 13, and then all the other movies after that.
And it's funny, like he's got Rebel Moon coming out, which is like his Star Wars movie, because he pitched a Star Wars movie that they didn't go with, so he made this movie instead. I guess that's kind of that'd be like a gray area. Is this so? It's original, but it wasn't meant to be original, or original in a known property.
I just don't know that he would ever be able to make, like, I mean, isn't it now pretty much a situation in Hollywood that if you're making a superhero flick in that genre, you're like basically signing up to do 2 or 3 of them? Like you rarely would have situations where the director comes in and just does one. It's they come in, they do one, possibly the sequel, or likely the sequel, possibly the third one if it is a trilogy.
Yeah, I
you can't
with directors anymore, because I know Marvel's game was if you come in for one, you sign your life away. But I've heard they've stopped doing that. Like you don't have like the 9-picture deal anymore. It's you come in and then there's an option if we want you for something else.
Was the Russos the last one? The Russo brothers were the last one where it was a super lengthy deal?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did 2 of the 3 Caps and then the 2 Avengers.
And they were so perfectly fit for the MCU too, because I think they directed Arrested Development.
Mm-hmm.
So they were already very much used to that episodic, like the way that they were trying to write the MCU, where everything was formulaic and whatnot. Like that's what they, TV
writers and exec producers on Community as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Elektra, I'm still thinking about that Daredevil story. Like that's just, I would watch it.
Yeah,
I would. It's Daredevil. I'd watch anything Daredevil. Like I like the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
You see the director's cut of that one, the longer one?
Yes, yeah. It's been a long time, but it is.
It's a better movie. I'm surprised they didn't go with it. Actually, has him as a lawyer investigating shit.
Yeah,
and with Coolio.
I'm into. I'm on to episode 4 of season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
So just at the point where Kingpin was rescued by Poindexter. Why don't they just go with Lester instead of Poindexter?
I don't know.
But it's good. It was it's good so far. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it's like that show is the best.
I was like, I started watching episode 1 and Oliver came down and he's like, "What are you watching?" I told him. So we started watching. I was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll watch it from the beginning." And so I put on the first episode, and it was when, like, we didn't get that far in, and it was Karen Page when she's caught all bloodied in the guy's apartment, framed for the murder. Yeah. And then it was when the guy, the security guard in jail, tried to like kill her. Oliver was like, "This is too much for me. I'm
out.
I'm out. So I was like, okay. And then I just went back to season 3.
Yeah, you didn't make it to when Fisk bashes the guy's head in with the door in the car.
Great episode.
That's such a good scene, though.
Yeah, it really is.
Like that just shows you who he is, because like he does it, and then as he's doing it, he just says, "You embarrassed me in front of her," and that's how he takes it out. Like, and all the guy was like wanted to speak to him. That's all he did.
Yeah, that was so good, that scene. That was for like you saw, like, man, this is Kingpin.
This is the ruthless guy that he wanted to see. Like this is something that you're not gonna get at on the Marvel side at the time, which we seem to be going into. That's why Echo, when you get the MA rating, it's gonna be good.
I'm just finding though, as I'm watching season 3, there's obviously like it comes right out of the Defenders, which I have no interest in watching. So there's a part of it that I'm just kind of making up, assuming like I don't know what this like, how did he go missing in this fire?
Okay. I will fill in the gaps for you by just saying. So the whole point of the Defenders is them bringing back Elektra.
Okay.
After the hand takes her.
Yeah.
Because she's the, what do you call it? The black whatever. Fuck, I can't remember the name now.
Okay.
She's like the whatever entity they're looking for. So basically, they're drilling under the city for some. I can't remember exactly what they're doing, but they're in a building and it collapses, and that's how he goes, because he stays with Elektra, like take her out, and while everyone else takes off. So he goes missing because the building collapses.
Is that why he wakes up in season 3, like on the shoreline?
Yeah. Because everyone just assumes that he died, and when the building came down.
Interesting. Okay. Perfect. Oh, that's all I need to know. Because I'm not going to be watching
Black Sky. That's the
Black Sky.
What Stick was trying to take out.
Okay. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's called Night.
Yeah. They're called the Hand, man.
Yeah, honestly.
And I'll skip the next thing, go into the biggest thing. I know we've been doing a lot of video this week. We have our first look at season 4. You're caught up on the boys, eh?
I am caught up. I haven't seen the spin-off show yet. And I haven't watched this because I wasn't sure if we were going to watch it on the show or not. But
of course we are.
Okay. Are you caught up on the boys?
I am. I'm caught up on everything.
Man.
Here we go. Season 4 teaser.
Rome. Greece. All democracies fail. Because people are fucking stupid.
Truer words have never been spoken.
But if you crush the masses, who builds your monuments? Who tongues your taint? The people will tear it apart themselves. You just gotta nudge them a little. Then you get to swoop in, be the one saving it.
Like Caesar.
Like Caesar.
Don't worry. If there's hell below.
Oh, hell.
Who wants their balls crushed?
Me.
Your team. What's your code name again?
The Boys.
Oof. Who came up with that shit?
Man.
We talk a lot about like comic books and superheroes and stuff, but is there right now in all the media a better character than Homelander?
No. No. People, there's a lot of people out there that I've spoken to, and I tell them about this show that aren't into comic books, or they don't watch MCU, they're not into that genre, that as soon as they hear that it's about superheroes, they're like, no, it's okay. But this show is for anyone. Like, it's such a good, and like, talk about the commentary on what's happening in today's world with this trailer.
Entire show has our world under a microscope and illustrates and points out what is right and what is wrong on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
And it's just all encased with, yes, the superhero genre. But like the end of last season with like Homeland like taking out that one guy for that comment, and then in front of a crowd and like expecting the worst to happen, and they're on his side, and like that's been a gif for and a meme for like the last year and a half.
For sure.
But that is literally the fucking world it is. Like
Mhm.
this is what, like, shooting somebody in the middle of the street and then having the whole crowd like just cheer you on and no repercussions whatsoever.
Yeah.
That is politics now. Like people are
Yeah,
doing and saying whatever
exactly.
the fuck they want.
It's
I can't believe what season 4 is going to be about. Like I just can't fathom how they're going to touch upon what's going on.
I just think about like how is it going to shock me this season kind of thing, right? And normally I'm not really big into gore and guts and like, you know, blood. I'm not into that. But for some reason, this show, it just works.
Yeah.
It just works, you know?
'Cause I find like a lot of what happens in it, it's not like it's intentional gore. Like it's usually something, the gore comes from something that somebody doesn't mean to do. So it's like, as we're just as shocked as the people in the scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
But
good.
yeah, I just like, and like Anthony Starr, the guy who plays Homelander, like he's doing the Lord's work on the show. Like he's just phenomenal. Like,
I mean, like, I almost want just to get to the point where he just is full on like, and I thought we kind of saw that last season where he was like teetering on the struggle of like being the good guy, but really like, you know, letting his mind take over what he really wants to do, and the way that the season ended. That I'm hoping this year they kind of like he kind of tilts over to that side fully now, which it doesn't.
Like, it's always been walking that fine line because it's about like him being accepted, right? He wants people to accept him and to be the like who they go to, and then but
All
he's
American
also
boy.
like he's just really fucking pissed and wants to take everyone. And then now, at the point now where he is basically a villain, but people love him for it.
Yeah.
So
Any mention on when it's coming out?
Just 2024. That's all we got.
Fuck.
So
It'll be like goddamn October or some shit.
Oh, it's got to be soon. It's got to be soon. I'm gonna say if not January, end of January, February.
Yeah,
You know, like I know, like we had the writer strike and all that shit happening for all the spring, summer into early fall, and those shows are starting to rev up, and they'll start probably February, March. So I imagine this is gonna want to get in before people have something else to watch.
Well, sign me up because I'm definitely watching it, and Jade and I both love that show. For those that haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Like, do yourself a favor.
Like I said, I recommend it wholeheartedly to anyone who is just a fan of good storytelling. And again, yes, it's vulgar, yes, it's crude, but there's good stuff in there, like good commentary on a lot of things. And again, it's not picking sides. It's kind of like Veep, right? You know, Veep, you don't tell you what political side, what side of the political aisle they're on. It's just these are dumb people doing dumb decisions. Like this is the same thing. This is pointing out the hypocrisy, pointing out the bullshit on everybody. So watch it. Last thing I'll say, did you see these new McFarlane figures? I thought these were amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So, Bizarro and Bat Bizarro.
Yeah. Bat Bizarro came out not like pretty recent. That's awesome though. The level of detail that McFarlane has with these characters is great. I think they're 7-inch as well.
Yeah, these hit this coming week, December the 8th. And if you're a collector, I know you are. That's why I wanted to pass your way.
Yeah,
so maybe we might see them in the background of one of the episodes.
The only McFarlane that I collect at this point are the Superpowers one. Just got no fucking space, man. Like I'm running out of room. But I gotta reevaluate what I'm going to do with the real estate in here.
Yeah, that's my problem here. I was going through the figures there, the these guys is, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put them. Right now, they're just sitting on a stack on my floor.
I was able to find Moon Knight today, which is nice.
Yeah, he's
about
looking
it.
badass. He's a badass looking.
He is. But so that's all for this week's episode of Open Collar. Thanks for joining us for another round of discussion and analysis on all things movies, TV, and comic books. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a rating and a review. Give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, using @OpenCollarPod. As always, we appreciate your support and can't wait to bring you in even more great content. That didn't sound right. We appreciate your support and can't wait to bring you even more great content next week. Until then, this is Steve. That's Corey, and we'll see you in next week's episode of Open Collar. If I can say this fucking outro
Maybe
properly.
I'm telling you, you're gonna record it, and we're just gonna play it.
There we go.
I was on the fence of which one I'm gonna go with. I have multiple, so I'll go with this one. Apologies to the audio, but enjoy for the video. Here's your feel good, Feldman, and yes, next week.
McDonald's gift certificates. Each is worth 50 cents at McDonald's, and a book of 10 costs only $5. Something special for someone special.
At McDonald's.